The night sky above the Middle East was unusually quiet. Then suddenly, sirens. Across cities in Israel, families rushed toward underground shelters. In the Persian Gulf, military radars lit up with incoming signals. Air defense systems activated within seconds. Somewhere deep inside military command centers, generals stared at screens glowing red. Missiles were in the air. At the same moment, hundreds of miles away in Tehran, explosions echoed through the capital. Power flickered. Phones rang in government offices. Within hours, the world would learn something shocking. One of the most powerful political figures in the Middle East, Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, had been killed in a coordinated airstrike. en.wikipedia.org. The strike was part of a massive joint military operation carried out by Israel and the United States. Wikipedia. Within hours, the region erupted. Missiles were launched. Drones filled the skies. Oil markets panicked. Governments called emergency meetings. What had begun as a long-running geopolitical rivalry had suddenly turned into open war, a conflict that many feared could spiral into something much bigger. Tonight, we will explore the story behind this crisis. How did tensions between Iran, Israel, and the United States reach this dangerous moment? What happened during the weekend that changed everything? And most importantly, where could this conflict lead next? This is the story of the 2026 Middle East escalation. To understand this conflict, we need to go back decades. The hostility between Iran and Israel did not begin overnight. Before 1979, Iran and Israel actually maintained quiet cooperation. At that time, Iran was ruled by the Shah, a monarch closely aligned with the United States. But everything changed with the Iranian Revolution of 1979. The revolution replaced the monarchy with an Islamic government that openly opposed both Israel and American influence.
Israel, in turn, began to see Iran as its most serious strategic threat. Over the following decades, tensions slowly escalated. Iran expanded its missile program. Israel expanded its intelligence operations. Both countries fought what analysts often call a shadow war. This shadow war took many forms: cyber attacks, assassinations of nuclear scientists, covert sabotage, proxy battles through armed groups across the Middle East. Meanwhile, the United States remained Israel's strongest ally. Washington accused Iran of seeking nuclear weapons, a claim Tehran denied. Diplomatic negotiations repeatedly attempted to reduce tensions. Some agreements were reached, others collapsed, and each failure pushed the region closer to confrontation. For years, Iran and Israel fought indirectly. Instead of attacking each other openly, they battled through allies and proxies across the Middle East. In Lebanon, Israel faced the powerful armed group Hezbollah. In Gaza, Israeli forces battled groups supported by Iran. In Syria and Iraq, Iranian-aligned militias clashed with American and Israeli interests. These conflicts created a constant state of tension, but they rarely escalated into direct war between Iran and Israel themselves. That changed gradually during the 2020s. Missile technology improved. Drone warfare expanded. Cyber capabilities became more sophisticated. Each side believed the other was preparing for something bigger, and trust between the nations collapsed completely. In 2025, a brief but intense confrontation broke out between Israel and Iran. For nearly 2 weeks, missiles and airstrikes hit targets across the region. Eventually, international mediators helped negotiate a ceasefire. The agreement temporarily stopped the fighting. Wikipedia. But the peace was fragile. Both sides continued preparing for the possibility that the conflict could restart. Military planners updated strategies. Intelligence agencies monitored each other's movements. And diplomatic talks began. Then came the final days of February 2026. On the morning of February 28th, a massive coordinated operation began. Israeli and American forces launched airstrikes against multiple targets inside Iran. The operation was later described as one of the most ambitious military campaigns in the region in years. Dozens of military installations were struck. Missile launch facilities were targeted. Command centers were attacked. According to reports, the strikes were intended to weaken Iran's long-range missile capability and military infrastructure. But one strike in particular shocked the world. A precision attack hit a location in Tehran where Iran's supreme leader was believed to be present. The strike killed Ali Khamenei along with several other officials. Wikipedia. Within hours, the Iranian government confirmed the death. For Iran, this was not just an attack. It was the loss of the most powerful figure in the country, and the response would be immediate. Iran's retaliation began quickly. Missiles were launched toward Israeli territory. Drones were sent toward American bases across the Middle East. Some projectiles were intercepted. Others reached their targets. Cities in Israel experienced direct impacts. Several missiles struck residential areas, causing casualties and widespread damage. escalated.com. Meanwhile, American military bases in the region went on high alert. Air defenses activated across multiple countries. The conflict had officially expanded beyond a single battlefield. This was now a regional war. Israel's leadership argued that the strikes were necessary. For years, Israeli officials had warned that Iran's missile and nuclear programs posed an existential threat. From Israel's perspective, the operation was meant to eliminate key military capabilities before they could be used. Israeli air defenses also played a critical role. Systems designed to intercept incoming missiles were activated repeatedly. Some attacks were stopped midair. Others slipped.